Okay, you guys, so today is going to be a really fun day. We're going to do some really cool techniques with a palette knife. And we're going to start with just our background. You're going to have your canvas, okay? And you're going to have some light blue. I want you to take your light blue and put your big paintbrush in it. And I want you to come almost to the very bottom of your canvas and just kind of do a line across there. It doesn't have to be perfectly straight, but that's where we're going to start with our blue. And then I want you to paint your canvas blue. Okay, don't forget to do your edges. And like we talked about with our panda, don't forget to spread out your paint so that it's nice and smooth and you don't have big clumps, okay? All right, so I'm gonna paint this part blue and then I'll meet you back here to do some grass. Okay, guys, so now I'm done with that. I got my edges are blue. I tried really hard to keep my brush stroke going the same way, and I tried to spread out my paint so it was nice and smooth. If you see any clumpy spots, you can kind of go back and spread them out a little bit now while you're thinking about it, okay? But notice how I'm going all in the same direction sideways, okay? So we went all in the same direction for this way, and now we're gonna start on our grass. Now this is just gonna be our background layer. I'm not even gonna rinse my paintbrush, all right? Because blue and yellow make green. So blue is already in green, so you don't have to make or rinse your paintbrush. And this is our background layer, okay? So what we're gonna do with the green is we're just gonna kind of come up and down like this at different levels. Okay, and we're going the opposite direction and we're using the light green. I forgot to say that. Make sure you use the light green because we're going to use the dark green for some other details, okay? So I'm going to come through, and you also want to paint your edges just the same. I'm coming up and down. Now on the bottom edge, I'm just going to paint it straight across green, okay? See that, how I'm getting the bottom edge straight across? All right, so that's the next step, up and down. Some of them can be taller, some of them can be shorter. Make sure you get it all filled in though with that green, okay? All right, I'm gonna finish mine and then I'll come back and we'll finish our green grass together. Okay, so now we're gonna add even another layer of green, okay? And what we're gonna do is we're gonna take a bite out of, it's like taking a bite out of a cookie when you mix colors, okay? We still want this green over here to stay really dark. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take a bite out of this cookie, and then we're gonna take a little bite out of the side of this cookie. We don't take a bite out of the middle, because then we can't use that paint over there, the color we want it to be. All right, and we're gonna mix them. Now we don't really need this light green anymore. So I can take a little bit more of that light green if I need it, okay? And then you're gonna do another layer, just like you just did, up and down, but less. You don't have to fill in as much. You don't want it to be filled in. You want it to be kind of like stripey, like we're making stripes almost of different colors of grass, okay? And then this won't take me very long. So you will pause it, and I'm just using this color. I'm not adding more dark to it, okay? And see how that already made a huge difference? Okay, and then I'm coming back and blending it to make sure I don't have any thick spots, all right? So you guys pause it and do it, and then come back and I'll show you the last step for the grass. All right, our last step is we're gonna take just the dark, and we're gonna do, I would say 5 to 7. You might even get a few more, because these are gonna be our stalks for our flowers, okay? We're gonna do flowers. So what we wanna do is do 5 to 7 like tall stripes, like this. 1, 2, 3. You can do some tall. 4. 5. You could even kind of make them 6. 7. I think I'm gonna end up with 8. So whatever you end up with is fine. 8. Okay, and this one ended kind of tall, so I think I'm gonna end this one on this side kind of tall to make them even. Okay, and that looks kind of crazy, but promise it's gonna look good. So go blow dry it, and then we get to use our really cool palette knives, are really cool palette knives. Okay, you guys, here's the final step and the most fun step, okay? We're gonna turn these tall stalks into flowers. There are lots of flowers that grow like this. Delphinium and foxglove come to mind, where they have like flowers that go all down the stalk instead of just one at the very top. Okay, and they come in a lot of colors, and then you can also just be creative with colors, okay? So you're gonna have these colors to choose from. We're gonna put 2 plates of these at each table, so don't mix them up because you're sharing them, okay? And then you're also gonna have an assortment of palette knives, okay? Everybody's gonna get one to work with. It doesn't really matter. This one's a little bit more flat than these, so I'm just gonna show you that even if you get one of the flatter ones, it still works just fine, okay? So I'm gonna start with a yellow one, okay? And what you do is you just dip your palette knife in there, okay? And you might wanna practice on your plate, and you're just gonna make some little dashes like this, okay? And when you start to run out of paint, because this part you do want to have thickness to it, okay? So when you start to run out of paint, then you go back for more. Also, the reason I chose these paints, these are thicker. These are called multi-purpose paints, or multi-surface paints, excuse me. And so they're gonna be thicker, and they'll also be really shiny. So when you put them on there, they'll have a little bit more thickness, and then when they dry, they'll stay thick and they'll dry with a shiny surface instead of kind of like a matte surface like our normal paints. Okay, so now let me start with mine. I'm gonna do a yellow one right here. Okay, and then like I said, I'm just doing little dashes down it like this. Okay, which you might also do, sometimes it's hard for me to get the right kind of dash going this way because I have to turn my wrist. So what you might also do is go down it and then kind of sort of like turn it so that you can get the right stroke, brush stroke or palette stroke that you want, okay? And then if you end up with one that's a little bit funky or one that's a little bit weird, that's okay, okay? So while I have my yellow out, I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna do another yellow. I'm gonna do it right here. You don't have to use every color on your plate. I'm gonna go, like I was saying, I'm gonna go down one side and then come back up the other. And see how each one is individual. Okay, you could make them get bigger as they go down. Isn't that kind of fun? This is a fun way to paint flowers. Now I'm going to come back in and just kind of dab a little bit more. You can stop when you're done, but I'm just coming in and dabbing to kind of blend some of that stalk out. Okay, so there's my 2 yellows. Now you're going to have a paper towel and you're going to wipe your palette knife off with your paper towel. It's okay if it still has paint on it. Okay, we just want that paint to be dry. Okay, and then let's say I do another color. You can pick any color you want. You don't have to use every color. I'm going to use this pink for my next one. Okay, I'm going to start in the middle. Now I'm going to go down one side. I even have a little bit of yellow in this, that's okay. And then I'm going to go down the other side. I think I'm gonna do another pink. I really like how bright that pink is. I'm gonna do it to the inside too. And I think my last 3 might be purple. Okay, now I'm gonna wipe it again. I have 3 colors and I have 4 socks, so I could go back and do some more, but I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do purple, purple, and then I think I'm gonna take this really pretty blue and see what it looks like. Okay, so while I finish mine up, you can finish yours up, and I'll be right back to show you the finished project, and then you can finish too. Okay, you guys, and there you are. Now my flowers are done, and yours should be done too, and we're gonna leave these to dry so that because blow drying this would take forever. Okay, and you'll get to take these home tomorrow. All right, can't wait to make some more art with you guys tomorrow.